Don't you be weary, don't you be dreary, 'cause that trumpet's going to sound. Just keep your eyes peeled and keep your lips.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am feeling pretty excited to show you what I have received. Here I have pulled out two of my original vintage World War II Zippo lighters, because I will be doing a comparison with this over here. It's Zippo's reproduction of these vintages under its World War II 75th, post-World War II 75th anniversary commemorative. It's a limited edition released in this year of 2020. Only 40,000 pieces are being circulated worldwide. It will also be nice to have a look at some of these vintage original Zippo advertisements published during the time of war. This copy, for example, originally published in August of 1945, soon before the war ended. It advertises this same Black Crackle lighter and about how reliable that these have been for the GIs. Another piece of original magazine cutout from 1945 during the time of war. This is being in a well-preserved conditions. Similar advertisements. And back at the time, Zippo has already been affirming its lifetime unconditional guarantee. Let's take a look at what's inside. I like the design of this packaging. It's a cardboard exterior box with the printing that kind of invokes a nostalgic feeling of that past. Prior to this video, I have already removed the orange sticker label as well as the lighter flint. So here it will come with a booklet containing a history lesson about these World War II Zippo lighters carried by the GIs during the war. It writes about how steel were being used for its lighter casing rather than brass, as well as some backgrounds about the Black Crackle finishes. The Second World War ended in 1945 when both the Nazi Germany as well as the Imperial Japanese surrendered. Below the lifetime guarantee leaflet is a piece of steel blank, which I really like. This piece of steel is magnetic just as with the original lighter casings. What I believe this piece of steel to be is that it will be the raw material for the actual lighter casings. Having a good look, notice that the thickness are about the same. I do believe that this is how the steel blank would be like before it was being stamped and molded into these lighter casings. Okay, cool. This is the highlight of the entire packaging. A laser engraved facade, but along the edges of this lighter, they have all been buffed up by hand to simulate the conditions in which the originals have likely been through during the Second World War. Okay, comparing with my first original, take a look at this similar pattern of wear and tear, which I feel that Zippo manufacturing has quite cleverly done to reproduce its worn out and beaten up effect. As close as it gets. Now comparing it with the second original, although this would be more worn off at the top. How clever it is to have done the historical research and made this reproduction as close as it is with the original ones. Next, I'm sure that many of you folks would like me to do a sound comparison test, since this reproduction is made of the steel cases as well. So here goes. Now listen to the first original. It may sound a little bit clunky because the insert is quite loose. Alright, now with my second original, there are differences in the tone of the clicks among all these three, quite prominently heard. Listening to the original one again, yeah, it definitely sounds, at least this definitely sounds different than both of them. Another fascinating yet stealthy feature that I found on this reproduction is the presence of rust inside the casing. Well, so this is a new lighter. How would there be rust? Which thus I do believe that it is another smart move by Zippo to have it being reproduced to match the kind of conditions that these originals have indeed been through. Just let me show you my first original again. That in many of these there would be rust spots present. This, however, has only a little bit of rust, doesn't suffer as much corrosions, and no corrosion in this at all. But here, this is a proof that it's the kind of representations of many of these. Another prominent difference between this commemorative and the originals, here you have a flat bottom stamp with the year 2020 on it. So if you wonder how the base of these vintages looks like, it is slightly rounded, and even though they are being bottom stamped as well, it is most often being occluded by the Black Crackle finishes. On this, you can read quite faintly the word Zippo over here. It will all depends on the amount of wear and tear at this bottom to review these bottom stamps as well as the pattern number beneath. Likewise with this second piece, same rounded bottom, Black Crackle finish that obscures the entire bottom stamp too. On this piece, you may be able to make out the letter PAT, whereas the pattern number would follow from here at the bottom of the Zippo word, which cannot be seen. Here is a piece of disclaimer telling consumers that these rust, tarnishes, imperfections on the finishes, they are all meant to be, as it is supposed to represent what the original ones would have been through. All in all, in my view, I find that this has represented the actual conditions by about half. I am totally impressed with how they actually tried to buff off some of the Black Crackle finishes in a similar pattern as those, as well as by using this steel case is really quite remarkable. And if it is true that they made these rust spots in the process, it's even more remarkable, even though this is a modern insert. But I still feel that it represents about half of what a real one would be like. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for upcoming videos of interesting Zippo lighters within my collections. Do provide your comments or questions below in the comment section below. I hope that we can stimulate more discussions about these Zippo collecting hobbies. As of now, guys, stay safe during this COVID period. Thanks for watching and have a great one.